Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, happy Monday, everyone. Let's get you ready for a new week ahead when it comes to the weather pattern out there. We've got high pressure, the big blue H in charge. Now, we do have a couple of high clouds riding around the top of this ridge of high pressure, so we'll see a few clouds in the sky across northern Utah. But the big story is cold conditions with that northerly flow today as we kick things off. But there's a warming southwesterly wind building off to our west, and that will move our way in the coming days. In fact, looking ahead, that's the top of your weather headlines. Warmer and sunny weather builds through the middle of the work week, but we are tracking a strong cold front that will arrive by late this week. Now, we've been talking about this thing for what seems like weeks now. We told you about the middle of the month was looking like when we'd see a pattern change, and sure enough, looks like we're going to be talking about some increasing rain and snow chances for the state, especially by the time we get towards your Friday into Saturday. Let's talk about this morning, though, first, though, because we've got temperatures in the 20s and 30s out there across most of the state with that northerly flow, high pressure in charge of us, even some 40s down towards lower Washington County. So everyone will need a jacket this morning, but again, you'll want to layer up because as we go throughout the day, when that southwesterly wind kicks in this afternoon, that's going to help us out a little bit with these temperatures, and we'll see these highs in the upper 50s to low 60s across most of northern Utah. We're looking at temperatures in the mid 60s along the I-70 corridor and temperatures in the mid 70s as you get down towards lower Washington County. Let's talk about the changes in terms of futurecast. Not a lot to show you in the near term, just a lot of high pressure that sends all the storm systems up and around us near the Canadian border, and we stay quiet here. So we're going to stay quiet today. Your Veterans Day is looking pretty quiet as well as we go into your Tuesday, but we'll notice a few more high clouds probably sneaking into the state. And then we'll notice more clouds on Wednesday. We'll also start to tap into some gusty southwesterly winds, and that will, of course, be ahead of our next storm system that we're tracking. So we stay under this ridge of high pressure here through the middle of the work week, but you can see that upper low pressure system off to the west that will start to break down this ridge. First, it will bring us some gusty winds Wednesday and Thursday, and then the actual storm itself moves in. Now, I do want to caution you, we're still trying to fine-tune the track of this storm system exactly. So some data brings this low pressure farther north, some brings it a little further south. That will have major impacts on the eventual forecast for Friday and Saturday. But if you kind of split the middle road right now, which is what we'll do over the next couple of days, you'll be able to see a colder and unsettled weather pattern is looking likely across the state just in time for the end of the week. In fact, this could be a fairly juicy storm system. I've got about a quarter to a half an inch on average across the I-15 corridor with this system, but there's some data that's pointing to a little bit more in some spots. So we'll see how that plays out. And yes, this system will have a cold side to it, as I mentioned. So ahead of the system, Thursday night into Friday, we're looking at a primarily rain event across the state. But once that cold front moves through as we go into your Saturday, we could be looking at those snow levels dropping down to about 5,000 feet or so, or maybe below that, including portions of the valley floors. We'll see how it plays out. Again, this is way out there, so don't take any numbers with any grain of salt, but just know could have a wintry side to this storm system as well. And if that wasn't enough, looks like the weather pattern will stick around even for the following week as well. And when I say a pattern change, the above average temperatures, again, shifting to the east. And yes, we're going to be talking about more in the way of below average temperatures heading into the second half of the month for us here in the western half of the country. So some changes are on the way. But over the next few days, more of the same. Mid-70s for your Monday in St. George. Veterans Day, mid-70s with sunshine, a few high clouds. And here comes the wind Wednesday and Thursday, followed by 70s, giving way to 50s, and morning lows in the 30s with rain chances Thursday night into Friday. The Wasatch Front, we've got temperatures in the 60s, getting close to 70 by Wednesday. And then notice we'll introduce that rain chance with dropping snow levels. Could even have a little wintry mix in the valleys as early as Friday night into Saturday morning. All right, let's get a check on your traffic as we get you out the door this morning. You'll be able to see, looking at some fairly calm conditions out there. Traffic seems to be moving smoothly out there this morning. But again, be aware here at I-215. I just want to warn you here, if you haven't been traveling in that area, just know that the traffic lanes have shifted and there's a pattern shift that's going to probably surprise some of us this morning as you get ready to make your way on through. So keep an eye on that. Otherwise, let's take a look at the traffic across the rest of the area. Not looking too bad out there this morning. Let's look at your traffic and weather. Let's get you back over to Matt and Alyssa.